So the first question that came in was about the healing centre in Cape Town, mixed with the Montessori school, real education. I'm just going to do that one first, okay? This is for the Connecting Consciousness group, Africa. It's very interesting hearing what everyone says about Africa and really connecting with some of what Credo Mutwa was saying and watching that very interesting interview he had with David Icke. It's very interesting what goes on in Africa, isn't it? I remember years ago going to some, what was called the AV in the UK, Alternative View, and they were saying Africa was going to be a place, this is like 15 years ago, a place that they were really going to be exploiting as an untapped source of income tax, you know, get Africans working and taxing them. And then there's obviously the agenda that was out, that became discovered, that they were putting GMO, they were GMOing certain types of corn and putting spermicide in the corn to stop reproduction. And obviously there's all the secret sterilisation stuff that went on. So anyway, I'm thinking about the healing centre in Cape Town, the healing centre in Cape Town and Montessori. What do we know about it? What can we all connect with as I think about you and my spiritual entourage connects with yours, all of your spiritual entourage in a big, huge, lovely spirit party, and we all connect to the grid and the all-knowing. We all know the answers. Okay, let's start with the healing centre. Okay, what's the significator? Okay, the significator is a page of cups upside down, reversed. Okay, so the page of cups, I just did a video on my mythic tarot. The page of cups represents Narcissus in the mythic tarot. He's a young man, he's naive, okay, upside down. He's already a bit naive, he's kind of romantic and he wants to do the best that he can. He's got this notion of helping and being part of creative process. As you can see, he's got this fish coming out of the cup. Fish is a great symbol of life. Okay, so it's reversed. Page of Cups reversed. He's not very happy reversed. There's like a naivety here. But the naivety, I think, reversed as I think about it, the naivety of the Page of Cups upside down could actually mean that underneath it all at this moment today, there is a certain knowing. But let's see what crosses the card. What crosses the card is the Fool. Okay. Now the Fool at the beginning of a reading can be very foolhardy, rushing into things. You have to plan, you have to trust. Okay, this is the thing about the Fool. Sometimes at the beginning it's a more foolhardy approach, it's more kind of rash. So I would say the crossing card of a reverse Page of Cups being the Fool is not to dash into things too quickly without planning. Things have to be, you have to, even though you are trusting and you have faith, it's right at the beginning, it's a crossing card. Do not rush into things. Just be mindful, and even though let your wisdom guide you, let your intuition guide you, don't take unnecessary risks, I would say. So I'd say part of that with the Healing Centre and the Montessori School is just, you know, to make sure everything is in place and not to rush into anything just for the sake of getting it done. Okay, the crowning card is the Two of Wands. Again, twos being polarity. It came out reversed. So when it's upright, the Two of Wands, as you probably know if you've been watching this stuff and you do your own anyway, it's surveying the world. You know, there's a contemplation there. There's a surveying of the land and what is going to be done. There's a reflection. So upside down, okay, I'm not saying there's a lack of reflection, but I'm actually feeling this today. It's almost like the time for reflection is over, I would say, and turning it upside down on its head. And the time for, so that's what I get now, the time for reflecting and, you know, that whole planning and what's coming and whatever is a bit on its head. The time is now, but let's see what the base card is. Okay, so the base card is the Nine of Swords. So at the base of this question about the Montessori school and the healing, there's worry about it. Okay, this is what I'm picking up. There's worry about it, and with the Fool and everything, I would actually say things are still needing to be. Looking at that Two of Wands upside down, the fire sign. You know, I'd say if you're talking time delay, some kind of delay, 2 months delay, maybe more. Anyway, let's see what's surrounding them all. But the Nine of Swords at the bottom is worry and almost like overthinking it. There's an overthought, and obviously in the morning there's going to be a new dawn. But at the minute, there's almost like feels like there's an overthinking, a lot of thought going into it, a lot of questions. There's the Fool, the Two of Wands reverse. It's like, okay, the time for thinking is kind of over, but you don't want to be the fool and rush into it. That's what I'm feeling so far. What's in the past? Okay, that's interesting. Death is in the past, so that obviously, yes, there's been an ending of cycles. There's been a kind of completion of something, and I think that's quite good. Or something finished, and that's in the past. The ending of ways, the ending of maybe the ending of conjecture, and let's see what comes in the future. Okay, so in the future we have the Four of Wands. So again, the Four of Wands is again, it's fire. So you've got the preparations for celebration, the preparations of festival. There is a moving towards things that the festival isn't underway, it's still being prepared for. So again, that really fits in with everything else. There's still a preparation going on, even though it looks very positive and the garlands are out and it looks like there is going to be that stuff to be being rejoiceful about. There's still work to be done, basically. The Four sometimes can be a little bit of doubt. Is it going to go ahead? Is it actually going to happen? But let's see, because it's I'm feeling it today, as I look at it today, as things are in preparation, things are going to be rolled out, but there's still work to be done before it is rolled out, which kind of goes along with it. So where do we feel like we are? And that's I didn't really see how that came out properly. So it's the Ten of Pentacles, but I think it came out reversed. So again, that can mean delays, and delays with money, delays in property, delays in kind of trying to find the right place and at the right cost. And so I think it feels like there's quite a few obstacles at the moment. Okay, how do people feel looking in? Oh, okay. So again, another reverse card, the Knight of Wands. Some people might feel that it's like rushing in a bit too soon before all the preparations have been made properly, before the Fool needs to basically have things, some planning. There's this kind of Nine of Swords, so I would think some people think it might be a bit rushing in with the Knight of Wands, all gung-ho and everything, and with it being reversed, it's like, okay, just hold your horses, literally, just hold your horses, and let's just wait. And then we've got that's quite a nice card, Hopes and Fears. Okay, I would, it feels like I should really be more mindful of if they're upright. That one anyway. That feels so Hopes and Fears. The hopes of obviously the Six of Swords, the victory parade, very much goes in line with the Four of Swords, even though there are a lot of obstacles and there are a lot of discussions and there are a lot of thoughts, and there's things about money coming up and tangible places to be. So the Six of Swords as Hopes and Fears is kind of hoping, I would say, that it is all going to roll out, but I think there's got to be patience there, to be perfectly honest. And oh, that's great. The last card, the Outcome. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. The High Priestess. The High Priestess is the Outcome. So you know what I get when I see that? I think to myself, okay, we all need to, like we are, keep focusing on it manifesting, seeing it manifested, and knowing that water of the high priestess and her lunar sensitivity, again with this lovely week of the solar eclipse coming up and this huge letting go of things that really do not serve your highest good, it's really kind of important for this all to come together and visualize this center and this school and really see it. And if we actually came up with like a vision board of something and we all had a photograph, if someone could make just or find just a photograph of a beautiful place, it's very easy to do. I might even do that myself, and just post it in the group and say, okay, all thoughts on a tangible, feelable, touchable, functioning, well-funded healing centre and Montessori school together. That's what actually comes up for me for that question. Okay, there are obstacles and there's still work to be done, and that's okay, because the outcome of the High Priestess, brilliant, superb. Get in touch, get in touch with your most intuitive, wonderful ways in order to manifest what we know we can. Okay, so that's that question. Okay, let's just do the other. I'll do 2 because that's kind of 10 minutes, so it'll be 20 minutes. So let's look at the GESARA and NESARA payments. Yeah, I tell you, the minute I start thinking about it, I always get this. Those rogues that are just lining their own pockets with this schemes, and not the actual thing, but the rollout, and who's getting the biggest cut of the all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I'll get that out of the way. Angels, just take that away. Let's have a clean slate. Okay, I can see crystal. Lovely. Okay, so just let's ask about this NESARA GESARA. It would all be wonderful, wouldn't it? Did someone ask when, or just payments? Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Let's do these 2 first. Think about the new, wonderful financial system that is based on fairness, GESARA and NESARA. When is it going to be known to the public, obvious? I see this little stream. Someone posted something the other day about the XRP certificate. Didn't really know what it was, but when's it going to come out? Okay. Knight of Pentacles reversed. Okay, that's the first thing. So that's going to be, again, a delay. Not quite yet. What's going to cross it? You couldn't make this up. You really couldn't make that up, could you? And I put every card back individually back into my pack afterwards, so they're all spaced out. So the Fool is again crossing the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is obviously bringing solid, tangible results from hard work. And with it being reversed, it's just a bit of a delay. There is hard work and there's money there, but it's just kind of occluded. Then you've got the Fool at the beginning again, which is, don't rush into things. This isn't going to come soon, I'd have to say, unfortunately. Let me not be too hasty. Who knows what the overarching card is going to be. Okay, the overarching card came out reversed, the 3 of Cups, all right? So this is a new venture, a new beginning, a kind of celebration of something that is happening it's in its birth, it's in its new exciting stage, but it's reversed. So at the moment it's not being birthed again. There's a hold up. It's not kind of coming. There's forces that are just kind of holding that up. So sorry folks. Okay, at the bottom of it, all right, you have the 10 of Cups. Now that is great, because the bottom of it is permanence. It's permanence. It's a state of arriving, a state of being, a state of really and endurance. Okay, so let's be comforted by, at the root of it all, it's there. It's there to hand out. It's there to be given. But it's that kind of, okay, we've got the fall and we've got these inversions. Okay, so what's in the past? Okay, what's in the past is the polarity, the decisions. There's a lot of a lot of decisions to be made, a lot of worked, again, a lot of things those ships in the background. I always kind of look at those ships that are meant to be bringing wonderful gifts, and the juggler is kind of juggling this infinity symbol. So in the background, there's been a lot of work and juggling and decisions to be made about money and tangible material goods. But what's more important is what's in the future. Okay, that's interesting. The 10 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands is like, core, blimey, it's going to be quite an effort, isn't it, to roll it all out. This guy has been working putting his fingers to the bone. Look at him. And he's got all those, he's amassed all that work, and see the little sprigs, they're growing, but boy, is it taking its toll. Look at him. He's been working his fingers to the bone, and now look, wow, it's really kind of taken its toll. But such is hard work, and it's fire, okay? So 9, if you think of that could, again, easily mean 9 months, okay? Couldn't be till next year. But there's a lot of hard work going in. There's a lot of hard work to be done. There's a lot of toil, is what the word comes to me. Toil, okay? Where do we stand? Can you believe it? Look. How do people feel? They feel, excuse my French, pissed off. They feel they're sick of it, basically. They're worrying. There's like, when is it going to happen? When is it coming? When is it? We know it's there. We've seen in the past. We see what's at the base of the thing. When is it coming? There's a lot of there's a lot of discord. There's a lot of, exhaustion, depletion of energy, just thinking about it and planning it. So that's very interesting. The Fool, so you have to really take note of cards that get repeated. So the Fool and the 9, what do other people think? Okay, it's reversed, but I'm going to show you it upright. So the 4 of Swords is normally a card of taking rest. Okay, it's like, oh, I need some time out, I need to take some rest, I need to think about this, I need to really kind of go, oh, what is going on? So reversed, it's like, I'm feeling restless, I'm feeling, kind of, you don't kind of want to take time out. I don't want time out. I don't want to think this over anymore. I want action, because obviously swords are mind and their thoughts, and they're like, I'm kind of sick of thinking about it. And it's right next to the 9 of Swords, where one is rest upended, and the other one is sleepless nights and that worry and things coming to an end. I mean, there is good about the 9 of Swords, because like I say, there is the new dawn coming, same as the 10. But again, the thing about the 9 of Swords is it's only thoughts. You've got to keep your thoughts again on what you want to manifest. And obviously there's a lot of things that we want to manifest at the moment, but there are some kind of a lot of thought going about it. Okay, let's look at what's the hopes and dreams. Ah, okay. The Devil reversed. Okay. Humans. I shouldn't laugh. So the Devil reversed, actually the Devil reversed can mean freedom. It can mean turning the tide. It can mean, normally the devil is oppressive, and people, it's about facing the depth in the self. And when it's reversed, it can mean a freedom from those demonic elements that are obviously running all this. So that's kind of a really great card to get. That's what I feel today. It's like, wow, the Devil reverse feels like freedom. It feels like and obviously it's in the position of hopes and fears, which is, okay, we all hope that the demons are turned on their head and we get freedom from that. And that is our hopes. But what's the outcome of this GESARA thing? That's not a very good one. And I have to be brutally honest. Eight of Swords. Now, the Eight of Swords is a very important thing to realise about the Eight of Swords. And that is that she is blindfolded and bound, and she is surrounded by swords and feeling pretty hopeless and wrapped up and uninformed. And I'm sure there's many of us have felt like that, blinded and kind of you feel like your hands are tied and you can't do anything, okay? But as I've said this before, the most great thing about the Eight of Swords is then you have an opening. She can walk forward and there's a building in the background, okay? She can walk out of the what seems like a cage of swords, all right? But in this position as an outcome, asking about GESARA, I would say not for a good while yet. With the Nine of Wands, 9 months, 10 months could be a while yet. And sorry to say that to you, but it's like someone's hands are tied, even though the devil's been turned on his head. She can walk freely forward out of where she is with that Eight of Swords. But again, it's more like a mental thing, because it's swords, it's air, it's thought. It's that which moves energy, and so I still think at the moment it's not going to happen for a while yet. There's still a battle going on. There's still kind of things happening behind the scenes, which is quite oppressive. And this Ten of Swords, this toil, really seems like people are trying to get it out and people are trying to get it forward. But yeah, not yet, folks. Not yet. Sorry about that. I'd like to go, yes, it's going to happen tomorrow. But that outcome, the Eight of Swords, upright, not quite yet. She will get free in the end. So that's 2 questions. I'll do 2 more because I don't want to make these too long. And yeah, see what's next about the med beds, the celestial chambers.